Hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming at you with some more Mexican DLC content, of course, before it releases on the 1st of December. Got some juicy exclusive stuff for you with myself and Lionheart. So if you don't know who Lionheart is, he's another sort of content streamer, very highly skilled player compared to myself. I'm just a lonely scrub, and we sort of go into some team games, 1v1 games, and we actually stumble across something crazy, which is the Age 2 Revolt into an Ironclad, which is something that Lionheart developed. So props to him. And I'm going to be showing you step by step what this revolution is and how powerfully hitting it is in Age 2. So let's jump into it. So we see that he's opening up with the 200 wood, and he's immediately going to be using that to secure a trade post. So essentially getting this trade post before doing anything else. So before putting a house down or a market down, we do see that some builds with Mexico, we put a market down, we get hunting dogs, and then we get a house. But it looks like Lionheart is going for a straight TP, and then he's going to be building for a house. So we can see his deck. We'll be able to see his deck very shortly and get an idea of whether this FR is actually going to be viable. That's the thing. Like, is there going to be a way to be able to really rush with Mexico? Did you know the morning before your giveaway stream, Seaboy Guy won the Mexican DLC in Aussie stream? What? So you got 2 copies? No way. Oh my god. What a sleazy guy. Why would he even... Oh, I don't know. Great. So I just gave him a key for nothing. He probably just gave that to someone else. That kind of sucks. Well, you're going to get people like that, aren't you? That aren't 100% upfront. They're not truthful. So I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. There's probably so many Mexican DLCs that have been given to people and they haven't used them. So, you know, I'm hoping that it will go to someone that will actually use it. Let's hope anyway. Okay, so yeah, so it looks like we're hunting here. We're just getting our food in, getting that 800 food to be able to age up. And we now will be able to see the deck very shortly. So he's just picking up a couple of treasures here. And we do see the deck available. So this is a deck that Lionheart's been using at the moment for this FR. So obviously when you do Revolt, you get a brand new different deck that you cannot change or anything like that. So we have to bear that in mind. So we see that the cards are very spread out. We do have a couple of cards here that are slightly unusual. He does have the one Hacienda Wagon card. I wouldn't really agree with having that, to be honest. I don't think there's any real need for that. We do see the good old standard 1 Hacienda and 2 Settler. That's a very popular card at the moment as your first. It's an extremely strong card. We do see the Cathedral. I've been using that. I've been using that as a second card option. This one's interesting, the Palace of Interbide. Now, this one here converts your town centre to have a powerful cannon attack instead of the normal sort of standard gunfire attack. Now, I don't know, or the gunshot attack. Now, I don't know whether or not you have to have villagers still garrisoned for the cannon to be fired, or whether it changes the damage of the cannon. I have no idea. I haven't actually used this. But I think this card is very good if you do get rushed. So obviously, you know, we are going... I mean, it's kind of interesting because he's going for more of a fast revolution. So it's not really... It's more of an aggressive build. So I think maybe going for the Palace, having this in the deck, if you are going to go for a fast revolt, I probably wouldn't have this in here. I would imagine this is more for more greedy builds, like the Boomy builds or the FIs or something like that. Having this card here as backup is probably a good option. And we've got the Jalapeno Peppers, which is quite a cool one as well. So... Anyway, let's go. Let's carry on. Okay, so we do see now 1 Hacienda Wagon and 2 Settlers coming in. Yes, I've got this video card issue, and I've tried to resolve it, and I think it's just happened again, which is really unfortunate. I've got a video card issue. I don't know if anyone can help me, but I've got a video card problem where, for some reason, my screen will just go black for like a second, and then it will come back. But weirdly, it doesn't affect what's on stream. So you guys can still see what's happening. You don't see a black screen. But for some reason, it's happening on my monitor. And this only seemed to have started when I got a new graphics driver, or I updated the graphics driver. So, but it seemed to happen. Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, it could be a monitor issue. It could be, but it doesn't happen when I'm not playing a game. It doesn't happen. That's the weirdest thing. So when I'm like browsing on the internet, watching YouTube or Twitch or whatever, it doesn't flicker. Nothing happens. So just really odd. Anyway, we do see that Lionheart here has gathered himself quite a few sheep here, which is going to be really good for his hacienda. Remember, the hacienda is like a combined sort of unit. It's an estate, mill, and livestock pen combined. And you can also generate villagers from it once you get into age 3, which is pretty awesome. We do see a second card here, which is the Cathedral card. This is a favorite card for me as well, mainly because it's another building that's 5,000 HP, so it's a good defensive building. And also it gives you an XP trickle and also a XP reward for building it as well. So you sort of get quite a lot there. Same with the Hacienda cards as well. You're getting that extra XP from building the building itself. So we do see, because he's going a fast revolt, he's going to need 300 food, 300 wood, and 300 gold to get into a fast revolt when you're in age 2. So we do see the macro switch here. The Cathedral wagon has come out. We do see now that we've got some movement over to wood, and the Cathedral's going down at the front of the base here. So the only issue with this build is potentially some sort of really tough defense from your opponent, but I would say probably doing this build against a boomy civ is very good. Maybe a civ like Inca, for example, or maybe the Brits. Brits are very strong. The Dutch might be tricky because they're very good, like defensive turtle civ, so not entirely sure. But it's a very interesting build order nonetheless. We do see an age up, which is the Quattaro. Now, the Quattaro, we're going to see what that does, because I'm still a bit rusty with my age up federal state options here for the Mexicans, but we'll have a look. So we see that obviously he's macroing for 300 here. He's done it really well. He's over-chopped a little bit maybe, but he is going to be using that for a house. So he's got some population, because Mexico do suffer with population because a lot of their troops are 2 pop. So you need to bear that in mind. So a house going down. He's got the right amount of wood here. And we do see a military wagon coming out here. Okay, it was a military wagon age up. Oh, okay, this is the one that I go for. The Quattaro. This is the one that I'm just going to pause it here quickly. This is the one because we've just seen a revolt, but this is the one that I normally go for. The Artiga Reforms is really good because your next federal state grants a reward twice. So obviously he is revolting, so it'll be a bit more tricky because now he's going to have to get into industrial age with that card. So might not be the best, but this is a really good one here. An extra Hacienda wagon, and the Haciendas now support 20 population. So rather than 5 pop, they support 15, which is really, really nice. And we do see now the revolt has happened. And now look, the whole deck has completely changed. So we've got a lot of wood and gold shipments. We do have 4 settlers, which is great, so you can hold on longer in the revolutionary state. We do have 7 revolutionaries, which are really good. They're really good all-round unit. They're heavy infantry, but they are really good because they've got range resist as well. So a really tough unit. And we're going to see what he does here. So he did revolt with the... I don't even know who they are. It's not the Baja California. It's the other option. Can't even remember. But we do see a military wagon now going out, because when you revolt with this option, you get the military wagon. Oh, wait, no, sorry, you don't. Sorry, that's just from the age up getting into age 2, I believe. Yeah, he just hasn't put it down yet. So we do see now the sort of switch. So we've got a lot of people on gold here. And we do see now constant revolutionary training, which I believe they are 100 food each. And he's getting 7 out with that card that I mentioned right here, which is an unlimited card. So he's got 7 revolutionaries coming out, and he's training some as well. So I think I tried to do this. Why are we watching this game? We're watching this game because I haven't really seen any fast revolutionary sort of openings. So I just wanted to see what Lionheart did and see if I could maybe try and use it as a viable sort of strategy if I want to do like an all-in sort of revolution, and see how sort of hard-hitting it is. So we've got 3 revolutionaries just popped out there. We've got 7 on the way. And we've got more training up. They are 100 food each. So I'm not entirely sure why Lionheart's going for the gold here. Unless there's something here that costs gold. I mean, there is these cards here. But, I mean, really, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, he's getting the Ironclad. Of course he is. Of course he is. Yeah, that's it. He's getting the Ironclad right here. So, I mean, there's a recent change to this. So this strategy might not be as hard-hitting as it was, but there's plenty of option. You don't have to go for an Ironclad. This is only very specific for this map because there's this pool of water here, which is really nice. So you can spawn an Ironclad here specifically for this map. Also, if you've got a civ that you know is going on water, having that Ironclad option is really good as well. But also, instead of doing that, you could just go for a one Falk. So you could push out with like a one Falk and some revolutionaries if you wanted to. There's many things that you could do here. Really, really interesting. So I think Lionheart's going to go for the Ironclad here, and he's going to continually keep creating revolutionaries. And I believe he's probably going to pull some vills off of gold now because he doesn't need it. That's the only thing, I think. I think maybe if you... There you go. He's moving some over to food now. We do have a bunch of 10 revolutionaries coming up here now. But there's options. You could go for the 700 gold, and then you could start to try and get into age 3. So you could do a semi-FF style using a revolutionary. I mean, to be honest, like when you are in this revolution, you revolt back. But when you revolt back, you have to get into the industrial age, I believe. Yeah, so when you revolt early, it skips an age. Dude, there'll be no point in that. There'll be no point in what, sorry? You wouldn't be... I mean, you could use the gold shipments to help you get into age 4, industrial age, if you wanted to. But I think, as I say, this strategy is more of an all-in. So, because the Mexico Civ can return back. That's the thing. I mean, you could stay in this. I'm not saying that you shouldn't or you couldn't. I mean, yeah, of course, you could use this revolutionary deck, but you are going to start to run out of cards at some point. And there are some cards that you may have in age 4 that you may want to use, and then you can revolt even further from age 4 to age 5. But I think this kind of build order is more of an aggressive all-in, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's it. Hey, Sniper, how you doing, man? You just wasted tons of time with an idle TC and did nothing. What do you mean? You just wasted tons of time with an idle TC. No, the TC was creating revolutionaries. I mean, he's not creating them at the moment. He's going for a Falconet at the moment. But you can create revolutionaries from the TC. So we have an Ironclad here. Enjoy tacos while watching this. Hail Sodia, how you doing, man? Welcome, everyone. There is 0 point revolting, then going back to non-revolting. No. Have you always been tattered up? Or am I tripping? Tattered up? What do you mean by tattered up? I don't have any tats. I don't have any. I don't have any tattoos. What are you on about? You're losing your mind. It's your jumper, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to try and address this in the span of 5 minutes. Okay, right. There are benefits of revolting and then returning back. There are strategies where you can revolt in age 3 and then you can return back to Mexico into age 5. And there are other ways where you can revolt twice. So you can revolt once and then you can revolt further into the Mayans. Or the Mayans, or the Mayans, sorry, not the Mayans, the Mayans. So there's many things that you can do with this Civ. But with this kind of strategy, as I'm saying, with an age 2 style all-in revolt, probably you're not going to be doing any more aging up. You're probably just going to, your best bet is just to constantly keep pumping out revolutionaries whilst getting maybe some artillery as well. We do only have one Hacienda as well, which is a shame. We do have this card though, which can get you another Hacienda and it gives you more population room. So that's a good choice. So I don't know. I don't know how hard hitting this would be against a proper opponent. I'm not entirely sure. It's just something interesting that I saw Lionheart doing. And it's kind of crazy, especially with the Ironclad. The Ironclad still costs 500 gold though, which is a recent change, which may mean that it might not be, this might not be the best sort of way of doing things. I've got another sort of idea around this, using this revolt that may be kind of crazy. Actually, no, using the Baja California revolt, but I don't know whether it would work out very well. We'd have to see. We have the stagecoach coming in now as well. An Ironclad on Dakar. So we've got some revolutionaries coming in. We have a falconer. See, my screen just flickered then. My screen just went black. And you didn't see it on stream. It didn't change anything on stream. So I don't know what's going on. Okay, so we've got some revolutionaries now just clearing up. And that's pretty much it. The one falcon's been popped that you can use as well. And another one's coming out. And that's pretty much it. That is pretty much the overall deck right there. So I'm not going to show any more because we are just playing against AI. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? Like, obviously, you know, the Ironclad thing, maybe that's too much of an investment, but does this have potential? He needs a forward Hacienda for a forward spawn point. Can you use Haciendas as a forward spawn point? Can you? Do they act as like an outpost or a TC? But yeah. Oh, they do. Okay. Yeah, forward Hacienda could be pretty good. I don't know. I think this has potential. I think obviously you wouldn't want to go for the Ironclad, so you'd save a lot of time without having to mine all the gold. I think trying to spam the revolutionaries would be good. Maybe going for the 3 outpost wagon would be kind of crazy. So going for that and then putting some forward outposts here to really sort of contain your opponent, that could be a good thing to do potentially. The Artega reforms, I don't know whether or not this is maybe the best option to go if you're going to do this. Go for the Quatero. There could be maybe a better option for Age 2. The Hacienda wagon's great, but it has none of these cards have been used. The Our Lady of the Assumption is quite good. That ships another Cathedral wagon for you. But I don't know. It's interesting. It honestly is interesting. I can't say for sure whether this would be any good. I think there is definitely a build in there somewhere to use to do a fast revolt. I just think the best option is this one rather than Baja California. Yeah, you could just keep spamming the Falcs. Yeah. But I think opening up with a TP is good because you need a lot of XP. So I think if you're going to go for like this all-in strategy, I think having a good XP trickle is necessary. And I think investing in that TP and obviously the Cathedral helping you there will be really good, I think. I think that's a good thing to go. I think if you're going more boomy, I don't think it's as necessary because you're going to be building lots of Haciendas. And Haciendas give you a really good XP reward when you build them. So you're going to be getting a lot of momentum with XP anyway if you're going to go down the boomy route. So I think going down this route, if you're going to do like a fast revolt, I think going with the TP is a good option. But yeah, putting the forward Hacienda might be a good idea, like a really early one. So get like a Vil to go out for your first Hacienda, or when you get the shipment for your Hacienda, go ahead and send that quite far out and stick it like around here or something. And then you can use that as a spawn point because it's got 5,000 HP. And then you can start building around that potentially. Lots of crazy things to think about. But I kind of want to see if there is something out there. There's got to be a fast revolt that can be hard hitting rather than just the boomy option that seems to be one of the most popular ones at the moment. So there we go, guys. So that is the run through of Lionheart's sort of fast revolt. Of course, let me know what you think. And we're going to just leave it there.